Hello, 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 everybody. We are live. Give it a second. There we go. We are live. We are officially up and going. Chat, how are we all doing today? I am so sorry for not streaming last week. Obviously, Trip came in. There was a chance I was probably going to stream last week, but we couldn't stream last week because I was off on vacation. So, yeah, I am back. The Fox Boy has returned, happily and safely, obviously. The trip was fun, and we are getting ready for an R Live stream today. I really do think this will be an awesome stream. So yeah, let's all get excited. I hope you all had a great week, full week, because we didn't stream. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna open up R Live. We're gonna also stop the music because we kind of need to do that. I'm gonna wait until I know R Live is loading because R Live music pretty much kicks off right away. So yeah. But yeah, no, we are returning to our life, and yes, we are going. I'm gonna try and do what I can for this episode. We're getting ready for music here soon, so we'll turn that off. But yeah, no, Chad, I hope you have had a wonderful week. Again, sorry for not streaming. There's the R Life music in the background. So yeah, I will move over to the main screen. Now the gaming screen. PNG is working today, which happy about that. But we are back into our life. We're gonna click the load, and there we go. So today's plans are to do Sandcastle, Fireflys, Library, and Ghosts. That is the goal to get done today. Fireflys is guaranteed in this episode. I am not denying it since it's literally the title of the stream. Just two gay kids watching the Fireflys. So yeah. Fireflys are guaranteed in this one. But we will be doing Sandcastle first, then work our way to Fireflys, then Library, then Ghosts. Hopefully we get Ghosts. Because yeah. Ghosts is if we can get it. Since we also have all the DLCs pretty much unlocked. And with that, let's get into Sandcastle. Okay, here we go. Cove wasn't able to do many things that summer. When you, him, and Shiloh sat out on the shoreline one bright morning, you could tell he wanted to be in the water. That's wholesome. Aw. But there was no way he'd be swimming anytime soon. Not with his cast. My heart hurts because I know, I do like Cove deserves so much better. The waves splashed a single shell to shore, glittered and blew. Another reminder of the places he couldn't go. From what you heard about Cove's old life so far, in tiny pieces and fragments, you could tell he'd do anything to be able to get the cast off. Damn. I mean, yeah, I would want to do, if I had to, I would want to be in Cove's situation. In a Cove's situation, I would do the exact same thing. I would do everything in my power to try and get out of that cast faster. Like, make a pact with a witch or something. Just to get it off his arm. Yep. Like I said, I'm with Cove on this one. You thought about his summer last year. It must have been totally different from this. It was his old home, his mom and dad. Yeah, I have two moms. But now, he was here. With you, and Shiloh, and Lizzie. And everyone else. and he couldn't even go into the sea. Ugh, that hurts. The town wasn't bad. It had all your favorite things in it. But sitting there on the same beach you grown up on, you could understand that not everybody else felt the same way about Sunset Bird as you did. That is true. Hey, there's Cove! And Shiloh. You watch him from the corner of your eyelids quietly, and he finally said out loud what you have been pondering. I wish I can go in. Cove. Sweet child. You'll have that cast off at some point. The water? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna be able to do it soon. Cove only sighed in response. Apparently soon wasn't soon enough. My sweet poor boy. It's so pretty, the ocean. Honestly, I will be real. Social cues like this is where I'm the same as Shiloh. I have 0 social cues. And huge. There could be something out there like mermaids. Mermaids? Yeah. Oh. Okay, so we have the option of, I wish you didn't have the cast. I don't really care. Swimming might be fun if we could. I'm fine here on land. Mermaids aren't real. Honestly, I really do want him. I would wish he was able to swim with me as well. Like, my boy. Me too. Obviously not sure and hearing much more situation, Cove turned back to the water. But he English, John, English. But as he looked away, something about Shiloh's slow, careful movement caught his eye. Hey, are you building a sandcastle? A sandcastle? Sort of. I was only playing around while you were talking. I'm listening. Maybe I could too. I only made big piles before. I just want to give him a hug. Like, let's be real. This kid has got so much trauma on him. I mean, wearing a cast, he has so much trauma. Let's be real. You wouldn't want to give this kid a hug. Like, let's be real. This kid deserves a hug. It's really nothing special. I'm sure you'll be good at it right away. Shiloh's trying to be wholesome here, okay? My heart really aches for Cove here. Well, how do you do it then? Shiloh's cheeks lift up. You could tell he was a little bit uncomfortable to have Cove's expectant stare on him. Oh. I'll play too. I love making sandcastles. I've never really made one before. There's nothing else to do. That's current me right now. That is a current me response. There is nothing else to do. So we'll just do that. Okay. He put his hand back in his Welcome to English 101. I'm your professor, Don. So welcome to my class. He put his hand back in his seashell and sand and nodded. Yeah, this is the best you're gonna get of me, chat. I don't do a lot. Here's how I like to get a house started. Shiloh focused more intently than you ever seen him. guided Cove through his process, you happily used your own method. Yeah! Beach! Upbeat music. It didn't take long for the three of you each to have humble structures prepared. That's all kind of. You can't do anything now. Like, make it bigger, add some seashells, carve pretty patterns. I bet you'll have great ideas.
Okay.
I'm going to make it bigger. Mine's going to be a real castle. Oh my gosh, Cove. Cove is a prince. Hands down. I am not worthy for this man.
Cool.
Cool. I'm going to make a house. Looking at the base of your sandcastle, you decided to make a house, a castle. I mean, we already got a house, we already got a castle. I'm going to go for a mansion. Looking at the base of your sandcastle, you decided to do whatever Lizzie would do and design a man. Damn it! The better part of the next hour was spent focusing on your own work. The boys were the same. Even Shiloh didn't sneak as many peeks at everyone else as he usually did. Oh! Damn! I just hit my desk. You build the shape. You finished shaping before either of them did. Glancing up from what you built. Ooh. It seemed you got done so fast because they're already searching around for extra decoration. Oh. Well then. Shiloh had grabbed most of the really interesting stuff, and Cove had a lot of the shells, but there were still options. The first thing you reached for was a red bottle cap, blue seashell, or green piece of seagrass. Honestly, let's be real, I'll grab a red bottle cap. It was the best fit for your mansion, you decided. And it seemed like the lid from the sports drink that Lizzie was trying to convince your mom to let her try. Well, I'm glad my moms are smarter than that, because let's be real, she does not need it. So you put it in a funny place where it takes a second look to see it. Pleased with your results, you finally took a proper look around that wasn't focused on the sand itself. Both Cove and Shiloh seemed super immersive still. You knew you could probably sneak a peek at either one's work. I check out Cove, I check out Shiloh's, or I don't. I'm gonna look at Cove. The castle Cove had built was surprisingly tidy, especially for someone in a cast. Damn, he's talented. Put this kid in a sand sculpting contest and he'll win. He must have been worked really hard. He wasn't even finished digging the huge gaping moat in the front, but it was already enormous. Damn! You got the sense of enthusiasm he was digging with the doctor. He was digging with the doctor was probably going to find a bunch of sand when he finally removes the pink plaster. English is not my first language, apparently. The silence was then broken. What's on the top of yours, Shiloh? You peek closer and discover something shiny sticking out of Shiloh's sand chimney. Ooh. Oh, it's just a gum wrapper. It looks like smoke. Hey, creative. Give this kid some creative liberties here. Shiloh,
Neat.
Yes. That's good. It's good. That's smart. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I guess I didn't see it. You should be an architect. Kind of looks like more of like a word. Honestly, I wouldn't be that mean. Yeah, I didn't think of that. It's like the best response I could give to this kid. You really know a lot about this. Shiloh smiles without a word. Oh, Shiloh's wholesome, but my heart goes to Code. Shiloh, quit being cute. And that was it for this current topic. Dawn, can I see what you did? Sure. He scooted just a bit near and began surveying your work. All you really knew about mansions, they were supposed to be big. So you were going really big. I mean, yeah, that kind of makes the most sense. It was the size of a country club that Lizzie played golf at, compared to Cove and Shiloh's buildings, probably even bigger. Shiloh quickly decided to jump in the new conversation. Hey Dawn, what did you do? It's my mansion. Cove scowled for a moment. Apparently the anger was actually still there after his argument with Lizzie more than a week ago. Damn! Cove, no! Oh no! Oh no. Chat, help me. What do I do? I need to fix this. Chat, I need your help. It looked. No, that's not a good sign. No, that's not a good sign. Okay, I think we are back. I'm just keeping an eye on my YouTube. Yep, there it is. So sorry about that, chat. I don't know what got cut off, what you've all seen at that point. But, apparently my OBS said no to it and decided to kind of stop there for a bit, / my internet. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I am sorry for whatever you missed. But basically, just a quick summary. Cove apparently got a little angry that we built a mansion because of the fight a couple. If you remember last stream on Our Life, he got angry. I don't know where it got stopped. I just looked up and I saw no data, which, ouch. I don't know why. So yeah, we're currently at this point. Apparently, Shiloh thinks being a house is bad. Cove is reassuring, and then Shiloh said, technically we are all the same then. Which I'm also genuinely confused of what that is. But yeah, no. Stream's still running, guys. It's just... my internet has been very bad since I got home from my trip, basically. That's kind of the reason why. So anyways, let's continue. Cove raised an eyebrow at that. If something's the only one of that thing that makes it special. Yeah, for sandcastles and stuff. People too. My dad always say how everybody is their own man, a real individual. I don't think I'm very special.
Why?
Why not? Nobody else. Why not? Everybody. English. Nobody else is you. Shiloh simply shook his head. I'm not different. And begins passing and beats between you two. The two. Cove then looked down at his own work again. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, chat, with stream. This is like the worst time my internet should be having this issue, but it looks like we're fine now. Like, we're still running. Oh. I'm gonna put it, hold right here, chat. So, yeah. I'm going to do something real quick because we're having major issues. So I'll be right back. Okay. I'm hoping this is working. Okay, it says we connected. Yeah, no, I really don't know what's going on with my internet. Pretty much worst time for my internet to start having this issue. We are going to go back into the game. If we have more issues, then I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to make sure my YouTube is still working because I don't know. Because I don't have my third screen to kind of see what's going on, which is kind of bad. My third screen's out again. I really don't know. And there we go. Okay. So it is working. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on. So we might have to cut Ghosts today out, which I really do not want to do. So we will try and speed through a lot of this. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys are okay with being patient with me and this. So I will try and keep an eye out on it. I'm gonna actually pop out chat so then I got that with me while I'm also streaming, and that's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Like, chat, I hope you guys are okay. I really, really don't want this to be an issue moving forward, but that kind of what happens when you live in the middle of nowhere and your internet says F you. So yeah, no, you guys are gonna have to deal with what we got currently. But yeah, no, there is no way I can do streaming like this. So yeah, no, chat, just bear in mind with the stream, as much as I really do not want to have to stop it here and redo it. Okay, now we're seeing good connection. Ugh. I really just don't want you guys to kind of be left in the dark. So yeah, internet's being terrible right now. I will stop. I'm going to try and at least do two because my internet's being being garbage, being ass right now. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. We're gonna do this again. I don't know if I was said it, but my internet's being a piece of shit, really. So here we go. Okay. He didn't seem to bother leaving the disagreement hanging there. Cove had other things on his mind. My dad tried to My dad tries to get to English come to me while also streams dying. Like, this has got to be the worst time for my internet to be fucking dying on me. I know YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I'm yelling at YouTube because I know for a fact that that's what's going on. And there's really not much I could do to fix my internet. Like, I would do so much to fix it. But I can't. Anyways, my dad has been English. If I'm not yelling at my internet, it's me struggling to read. My dad tried to get me to make sandcastles for the first time we came out to this beach. I didn't want to. Hi, Oddly. It's going great. Sorry that I couldn't stream last week. Would have definitely done it, but vacation and all. Can't really do much. And it was kind of a well-deserved vacation, honestly. So, yeah. But I hope you're had a great week while I was basically off having a relaxing time. Anyways, go. I didn't want to. Cove trailed off again. There was another moment of silence. Shiloh shifted and opened his mouth, saying something, but Cove spoke up before he could. You didn't think he noticed that Shiloh was going to talk. Nice, Oddly! You started your summer vacation? That is awesome! But yeah, we're playing a new game. I figured Minecraft would be, probably at this point, terrible for me to try and play. In fact, I actually hopped into one of my Minecraft servers that I actually recently joined, and it's been kicking me off because the internet sucks. So yeah. So Minecraft streams might be on hold, which I don't want to put it on hold for much longer because I've heard I got lore for my character. Ugh. Anyways. Do you know what happened when your moms met my dad, Dawn? You waited to see if Shiloh would say what he wanted to, but he didn't. You considered Cove's question. I wasn't there. They didn't tell me. I don't know if it's lagging on your guys's, but I have a buffering on my end. Dang frickin' nabbit. I know why! Ah! Yeah, this is gonna be, I'm gonna have to put the quotations of bad, because this is definitely in bad quality. Curse you, internet, you piece of shit! Oh, jeez. There's no way I'm escaping my shitty internet, honestly. So yeah, I don't know what parts have been cut out. Oddly, you will have to let me know when it cuts out, and then I can try and kid you all up, because, ugh. Or at least someone in chat tell me when it cuts, because, yeah, I really fucking hate my internet right now. So yeah, I think with that, I'm just gonna pop out the chat here and just move it over to my have it join me in OBS if it will want to load. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Anyways, moving on in the story. I'm gonna say this again. I don't know if it was caught on the stream because my internet decided to say fuck you. I wasn't there. Okay. Cut it out for like 3 seconds about. Okay. So not all whole things were lost. Also, like, I'm sorry. This area, okay, I go to... Okay, I've went to reset my internet. I'm using my hotspot. My hotspot has been no better as well, so I'm double checking before I switch. Yeah, I went to my hotspot. Someone else who's in my house will return on the internet because that's what we're doing. We're resetting the internet, which funny thing is we've done that earlier. So yeah, no. My internet just fucking hates me. Also, hello Luna, welcome to the stream. We're having internet issues, Luna. That's currently the issue right now. So yeah, I'm gonna reread this because it's been a bit, obviously, and yeah, I don't know why my internet hates me. So we're just gonna move on and try and get as many of these stories done. I think we're gonna be only getting 3 today, which I don't want to have happen. But hey, oop, dang, yeah, no, internet has failed me here. So here we go. I wasn't there. They didn't tell me. I just remember what happened when I met your dad. Oh? Mr. Holland has been a weird stranger then. Well, he's still kind of strange. No other parent act like him, but you knew him better at his point. Dang. Now that you thought about it, it made a lot of sense that Ko's dad talked to him about people being unique. Honestly, yeah. You were pulled from your thoughts when Cove continued.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I was there. I don't think my mom has met your dad. Dang. Are we gonna even meet Shiloh's mom? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she hasn't. Don's parents and my dad met the same day I met him. I'm going to say that happened. I've been working out. Nice, Oddly. Hope that does work out for you. Shiloh frowned to himself, ducking his head in his hat. His hat cast a shadow over his face. You couldn't still tell he was upset for not being included in Ko's choice of topic. Ugh. That was kind of boring for him. No problem, Oddly. Though giving people their own turns to say the thing they wanted is important too. Stay silent to let Ko finish his story. I think Shiloh wants to talk to you. Oh, I would want both because I don't want to hurt Shiloh's feelings, but yet Ko is also Cove is like the main character without being the main character. Like he's the main character in this, yes, but I'm the main character. I don't know what to pick. Oh no. Oh well. This is a dilemma. I think I've done both of these two, which is the problem. So, chat. I need your guys' help on this one. I can't decide here. Like, yeah, I would love to have Cove finish his story, but I don't. I think Shiloh also deserves a turn. Like, I can't be wrong here. Like, I think if anything, I'd probably stay silent for Cove. But I'm genuinely curious, chat. Should we let Cove finish his story? I'm gonna give you like a couple seconds. Because I know I'm a few seconds ahead. Chat's been radio silent. Oh, jeez. Oh, well. I think the time I will probably just pick here, because I think by now you should have gotten my response. If not, oh well. Also, cut out, just let me know. But yeah, I'm going to stay silent for Cove. Shiloh could talk about stuff after Cove had a chance to share what he... You choose. I don't know, dude. You choose. Well, I chose oddly. Had a chance to... Okay, Shiloh could talk about stuff after Cove had a chance to share what he planned on. When we moved here, we didn't think bring a lot of things with us. Only some stuff that would fit in Dad's car. We didn't even get a moving truck. Dang. I sat in there while Dad brought it all inside. I didn't want to get out because I knew Dad would make me look around the new house. I really didn't want to do that. His lip twisted into a frown as he recalled that. Then I saw your moms. They were in a car too and stopped at your house. I guess they were coming back from somewhere or something. My dad noticed. He waved his hand, then went over to the front of your house, where we started talking to them. I don't know what they said. I couldn't hear it. But he couldn't see me anymore since he was looking the other way. So I opened the car door and left. I wanted to get away went behind the houses. I found those hills there. The ones where we met for the first time. Cove nodded and then stared at you. You stared back. He didn't go on to say anything more. Oh. I hope he is done. Are you going to finish your story? Cove brow wrinkled like he didn't understand why you were surprised. Look over. Look over.
Huh?
That's all that happened. Okay. Why did you tell the story if nothing happened? You're gonna get better at telling stories. That was a pretty bad story. Thanks for telling me. That is like the most grown-up response. It's a thanks for telling me. I will probably have to pick this one. You're really gonna get better at telling. Oh, Cove didn't seem to accept the criticism whatsoever. Okay, but that was how our parents met. I didn't make. That is true. He didn't make the story up. True stories can be good. That isn't the problem. Oh, Shallow's mouth twisted to a scowl of disbelief, but he said nothing. Why are you bringing it up anyways? There was a slight shrug on Cove's shoulder.
Well,
I was thinking about it because of the sandcastles. It made me remember when I moved to here. Dad showed me the beach for the first time before we went back up to the car to unpack. He was really excited about it for some reason. Cove's brow was frowned a little more as he quietly racked his hand through the sand. I think that was rake, but English no come. I get it. You thought maybe Mr. Holland wasn't that excited about the beach, and was really hoping Cove might be. But the line of the conversation had come to an end. Even Cove was done with it. Some other topic had popped into his head. Shallow fidgeted uncontrollably in the sand, and made Cove aware of his presence again. Oh. Shiloh, what do you have to say? This is going to be an awkward conversation now, because Shiloh is definitely the most, he is bad at the social cues in this game. So I don't know what Shiloh's going to say. They look at each other, and you could only wonder what might be about. Hey, Shiloh? Yeah? Why are you always turning so red? Even when nothing is happening? That is true, he does get red a lot. Clearly startled, he jerked back. Neither you or Shiloh had expected that to be how he got included in the conversations again. Damn! I don't know, I guess. Okay, it's kind of weird. Shiloh's eyes were wide with embarrassment, and his lip twitched. And he even was blushing even harder than before. Dude's gonna turn into a tomato. Watch. Maybe it wasn't the only. Maybe it was only this. Perhaps it was simple. The last straw. But it was a big deal to Shiloh. A huge deal. He didn't just look sad. He seemed almost panicked. Oh no. You weren't sure if he was about to cry or run away or what, but you soon got an answer. Holy crap, I read that without dying. Holy crap. Why do you wear glasses? Most kids don't wear glasses, and nobody is named Cove. Damn! Damn, little Shiloh! No!
who asked you to come?
Who asked you to come? It was probably your dad bugging Don's family some more, because you don't have anyone else who'll ever play with you. Shiloh, calm down! Kid, dude, chill! Cove blinked. Hey! The tension on the beach was suddenly uncomfortable in the way you didn't know how to laugh off. It hadn't seemed like the kind of thing he'd get upset at, though you hadn't ever known what kind of thing would bother Shiloh. This kid looks like he would be carefree, doesn't care what's going on in the world. I'm sorry. Luna's laughing. I'm sorry. Me too. I was just wondering. Hey, let's build another sandcastle. You try and play on your own. Are we gonna build some more? You nervously mess with the sand. This is an awkward situation for me. I will state this. So I'm gonna just say the awkward question of saying, are we gonna build some more? You want to keep building sandcastles? Take your time reading, man. No, I am not gonna take my time reading. No one's rushing you. I kind of had a plan to get 4 of these stories done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I shouldn't rush. Yeah, okay. Cove glanced at Shiloh, who smiled, hadn't returned to full power, then at you. All right. What a relief. You were glad it was settled. You all went back making more sand buildings, but the mood had changed. Shiloh's cheeriness was clearly gone, and Cove looked as confused as ever about why the other boy had blown up. The air swayed uncomfortable the rest of the afternoon, right up to the moment Shiloh's mom appeared at the beach to take him home. At least you tried to do something to resolve it, though it seemed like it helped. Even though Shiloh smiled when he said goodbye to Cove, wavered? How do you say that word? It stayed as bright as even for you. They're both cute, honestly. Not saying it in a weird way. Okay, Luna. They are kids. Everyone, like, I think everyone is like kids at this point. Cove and, of course, the main character are 8, and I think Shiloh is like 6. I want to say. I would have to take a look at the wiki again for that. But yeah, they're kids. They are kids. That's kind of the whole purpose. It's basically kids, you turn to teens, turn to young adults, and then there is a potential married life part of this for our life. That had counted for something. But with Shiloh gone, the sun going down, you knew it was time for you and Cove to head to your houses. The two of you trailered out of the park together towards the neighborhood. The walk home was quiet. You passed by familiar landmarks, shoot something against the sidewalk in a near perfect unison. Cove was clearly caught up in thinking about something. You ask Cove what he's thinking. You stay silent. Honestly, I would probably ask Cove what he's thinking. Clearly something's on his mind. Something was definitely up, so you choose to reach out to him and ask, "Hey, Cove, is everything okay? You're making a funny face."
Oh,
I was just wondering. Cove felt silent again for a few more seconds, then sighed. Why Shiloh act like that? When I said he was all red a lot. You were being rude to him. He's just being a baby. You shouldn't make fun of him. Don't know. It's just Shiloh. He gets embarrassed. You shrug the Cove with no answer to give. Honestly, I don't know. It's just Shiloh. He's like that sometimes. But he wasn't like that with you. I've known him longer. I guess I can't get it. Why he would do that sometimes I really get mad too. Despite seemingly coming, to a conclusion, Cove's move was still sour. Hey, Dawn, was Shiloh telling the truth? Huh? He gazed at yours as he dug the soles of his shoes into the ground. He looked oddly vulnerable for a second. Does my dad make you hang out with me? I know he talks to your moms about that a lot. An uncomfortable weight settled in your chest at the question. You like spending time with Cove. You didn't have to think hard about it. You knew you did. But you couldn't help feeling guilty. Cove still didn't know what happened when you met Mr. Holland. That is true. That is true. If you don't remember first stream, go watch it because you get to see me and Mr. Holland's first interaction. Nobody making me spend time with you. Your dad does do so. You'll hang out with my family, but Shiloh shouldn't have to say that. You decide to tell him how his dad offered you money. It's either I feel guilty now or I feel guilty later. You know what? I'm not feeling guilty. I'm going to say nobody's making me spend time with you. I know I'm lying at that point because the truth is I did get money from it, but I can tell him later. Cole's shoulders relaxed. You hadn't even noticed that he had tensed up. Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Anyways, I didn't think you were pretending. I just wanted to make sure it was okay, is all.
Thanks.
Thanks for telling me. Your throat tightened. It was hard to meet Cole's earnest gaze again. Keeping secrets was hard. Yep. I can feel it. You're welcome. But by now, the two of you were on the sidewalk near your houses. It was time to part ways. Say goodbye. You hug Cove goodbye. You nudge Cove. You know what? The kid in me would hug Cove. He needs a hug. This kid needs a hug, honestly. You step forward, wrap your arms around him tightly. You turn your head, releasing your cheek on his shoulder. Cove stood there awkwardly with his hands at his side. He wasn't much of a hugger, but you didn't get the impression he was unhappy that you were. Oh. Bye, Cove. See you tomorrow. Yeah, bye, Dawn. You pulled away, then jogged towards your house. When you look back, you saw Cole making his way back home too. As if he felt your eyes on him, he turned around and waved. You did too. You still felt a little unsure what you were supposed to do about the deal Cove's dad had offered. You didn't want to say anything something bad, or something that you shouldn't. You had no idea how Cove would take it either. It would be terrible if it made him feel bad. What if he didn't want to play with you anymore? Oh, you might change your mind sometimes. There was always tomorrow after all. But for now, it was definitely something that you kept to yourself. Was the final look, you went inside your house. And that was Sandcastle. Oh, damn. And it only took us an hour. Thanks, Internet. Hopefully these next 3 can go by a little bit quicker. But, oh well. We are going to go to Fireflys, which is kind of the episode's based on. Just 2 gay kids watching Fireflys. Yes, Cove is gay. You'll understand why as we go further in this game. But yeah, I did add our cannon flags, just an FYI. So yeah, my cannon flag are on there, along with Cove's. Anyways, Fireflies. Hi, bitch. You brat of a bitch. No quick introduction. It was just Lizzie's there. All right. All right. Tonight we are going to catch fireflies. At this blunt declaration from your sister, you looked up from your macaroni and cheese dinner. Hey, I will eat macaroni and cheese if I want to. Fireflies were a familiar sight over summer, coming out on a warm nights to dance through the nights. Okay. Though was particularly blamly? How do you say that word? I'm just gonna continue. You knew there were bound to be tons of them around. Oh, hi, Mom. Oh, you are you? Yeah. You start eating faster. You look over at your mom's. You push your plate of food. You push your food around your plate. I look to my mom's. I'm eating my food at the speed I want to eat it. So I'm just going to look at Mom. At my mother's. They hadn't answered for sure yet. But if that's what Lizzie said you do, that's probably what you'll end up doing. Lizzie was an expert at getting her way, having mastered the arts of it all by the time she could talk. Yeah, that's why she's a brat. I have a bratty sister. That's a good idea. Lizzie, that's a good idea, Lizzie. Can we, Mrs. Fox? I know where Luna is in the video / stream. Yep, disadvantage of being a few seconds to a minute ahead. But yeah, apparently Shiloh's here with us now. Shiloh tapped his fork against the table excitedly, his face lighting up as he looked at Lizzie. It was unusual for Shiloh to still be here. Like always, his mom had to bring him over really early in the morning before her job started. But normally, she would have picked him up by now. She called before dinner to let your moms know that she'd be late. You didn't hear why. Probably more work things. You thought maybe getting to hang out with Shiloh for a bit longer is gonna make Lizzie want to keep running around outside. Staying at home and watching TV was never an option for her with guests over. That's why you were pretty sure she'd get your moms to agree. 'Cause she's a brat. Well, it's really dark. It's already dark, so... Well, it's already so dark out there. Lizzie gave Mom the best puppy dog eyes she could, slowly spooning mac and cheese into her mouth while you waited for their response. She's a brat! She's a brat, okay?
There.
Well then, let them go. Nights like this don't happen every day. And my brat sister wins. Dang nabbit. Your parents exchanged a look. Then Mom eventually sighed and nodded back. Yes! Fine. Just make sure you stay on the hill behind our house with all the poppies, okay? Duh, Mom. That's where most of them are. The idea had only been planted in your head, but Already you could just picture all the glowing lights spread out in front of you like fairies from the bedtime stories. Gotta read with a straight face? Mommy. Nope, can't. I can't wait for to age up because then the name changes. Read sometime. There is no way I'm going to be able to say that with a straight face from this point on. I've said it last time, I'll say it again. Lizzie and Shiloh started digging into their food, and it soon became a race to see who could finish their dinner first. Damn.
Isn't that great?
Aren't you excited to go outside to play, Dawn? You'll give a not committal shrug. I can't read. Nor do I plan to try and read. Dawn is just mad because I always catch the most. Yeah, you're a brat. That's why I'm mad. Lizzie boasts. Not the lulz. Lizzie boasts proudly, her mouth full of food, and Mom give her a stern look. Elizabeth. A knock on the door interrupted Mom before she could no doubt scold your sister. I'll get it. Who is it? Who would be knocking on this door? Is it Shiloh's mom? We haven't met her yet. Your big sister jumped out of her seat and ran over to the door, pulling it open without even looking out the window to see who it was. Huh? You shift in your seat to try and get a glimpse of the unexpected guest. Cove! My future husband? Good evening, Cove. Your mommy, I can't, no, had already walked to the door by the time you managed to see past Shiloh's flappy hat. Oh, Cove, hi, you're here. Cove smiled at your enthusiastic greeting, and you hoped Mother, I'm going to call her Mother, I am not going to be saying that with a straight face from this point on, would ask him to stay. It didn't matter why he was there. It meant he could join you all in catching fireflies. Then for a few seconds, Cove said nothing. He only stood there and looked up at your mother with a face almost like he was considering turning around and leaving. Yeah, no. This is what happens when you play as like an 8-year-old, because that's normal to them to say. But I am a freaking 21-year-old man playing this game. Who has to play as an 8-year-old. I cannot read that word with a straight face. My dad told me to drop this off because I guess he borrowed it from you. He took a familiar screwdriver from out of his large side pocket. Eyes now dropped to the floor. I just hit my desk again. No. We left ours back at home when we moved. Great, thanks. Bye. Lizzie, you freaking bitch.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here, why don't you come inside for a bit? Lizzie crossed her arm and lifted her chin. Cove shrugged, and Mom stood from the table too. I'll give your dad a call to let him know you got here all right. Cove shuffled fully inside, eyes remaining on the ground. Mother closed the door behind him.
Hi.
Hi, Cove. Honestly, Mood, I'm 22, so it would be hard to call your mom. Yes, no, it is hard. Hence why as you get older in this game, the name does change eventually. Hi, Cove. Shiloh give Cove a friendly smile while waving, by holding up his hand and opening and closing his fingers. Cove nodded in response. Cove, are you going to catch fireflies with us? You could come outside with us if you want to. You were pretty sure you weren't sure to say now. I mean, I hugged this kid. I would probably say you could come outside with us if you want to. I mean, I'm gonna be there, Cove. From the corner of your eyes, you could see Lizzie glaring at you for mentioning the excruciation of an outsider. Lizzie, you're a brat and you need to fuck off. Girl, Lizzie, my eldest sister, just leave us alone. Let us have our moment. Trying not to meet her gaze, you look at Cove. Whether Lizzie thought of him, he wasn't exactly a stranger anymore. That is true. He's no longer a stranger here. We're gonna catch fireflies on the hill out back. You said that with a smile, hoping Cove would want to come.
Yeah.
I can do that. Damn, kid changes mood in 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds, 5 milliseconds. Holy crap. I've never caught one before. Oh. Well, gotta help this kid. This kid has trauma. He hasn't caught a firefly. It's too bad he didn't have a chance before now. The fireflies weren't out when he first moved in, and there must not have been anywhere he used to live. I mean, fair. We can't go until after dinner. Lizzie, shut your mouth. After she pointed this out, Lizzie walked back to the table and took her seat. Then, there wasn't much left on her plate. Since this was very true, you decided to finish up your own stuff as well. Cove stepped closer and eyed what was on the menu for your family meal. It's mac and cheese. Have you eaten yet? Yeah, my dad and I ate earlier. What did you have? Eggs. Eggs for dinner. As I like to call it, that's breakfast. Oh my lord, Lizzie. Yeah, no, Lizzie is a brat. The clipped one answer seemed to discourage Shiloh from asking any more questions. His eyes slowly wandered back to the last scraps of food on his plate. Her phone call was... Oh, I think we might have skipped something, but her phone call with Cove's dad must have ended because your mom came back into the room.
Okay.
Cove, your dad said you can stay for a little while, if you like, but he's going to come to get you before it gets too much later. Sure.
Fun.
Oh, fun. This will be so nice. I will state this. Mom here looks so fine. I cannot be the only one sitting here looking at mom saying that if she was real, I would date her kind of attitude. Like, she looks so fine for her age at this point. Like, I can't be the only one sitting here singing that. As you polished off the meal, you hope that it wouldn't. Three of you all finished eating shortly after, and Lizzie led the way outside. Remember, don't stray too far. It's fine, Mom. Lizzie, you're going to be the one who gets us in trouble. Shiloh trailed so closely after Lizzie. He was nearly stepping on her heels. Cove hesitantly at the door. Coming? After a moment, he did.
Bye.
Bye, children. The two of you were a good 10 or 15 feet behind Lizzie and Shiloh. By the time you walk outside, you push the door shut behind you. After watching their figures get further and further away.
Hurry up!
You're so slow, Don. We don't have all night. Lizzie, my word. looks like. Dang! I roughly now know what Luna looks like. But yeah, no. Lizzie. Shut your mouth, Lizzie. You started to run when you heard Lizzie's voice call you. But pause when you saw Cove still walking at a relaxed pace. Are you gonna come? You tugged him along, you walked with him, you waved him to hurry, you ran off. Honestly, I would walk with him. I'm not gonna leave him alone. He's so... He needs the love and support. You fell behind. You fell behind, sliding up next to him. And matching his stride. He noticed right away.
It's okay.
You can go ahead if you want. You smile and shake your head. I don't. Oh, the fireflies! Oh my gosh, the fireflies look so pretty. After a short while, the two of you reached the hill behind the house. The fireflies were out in full force, floating on the breeze, their gentle glow wrinkling in and out and creating an almost magical effect. Lizzie had already climbed to the top. Shiloh was spinning in circles somewhere around the middle. Wow. I mean, yeah, it's just like a picture and just like small lights moving, but it still looks magical. Shiloh took a moment to come over and welcome the both of you to the hill. Hi guys! It's really great out, huh? See how many there are? Yeah. A firefly danced through the air, landing on Cove's seagrass head. Okay, that's adorable. Shiloh couldn't help but giggle. You and Shiloh couldn't help but giggle. Like I said, I got a rough idea what you look like, Luna. Not pressuring you to share what you look like. You quietly look on. You shoo the bug away. It's adorable and I would giggle, honestly. Covering your mouth and hand, the sound escaped you, and Cove looked at you, confused. What? You gestured to his head, and he reached up, making the firefly dart away. Cove jumped, then followed after the glow. Oh! Look! Lizzie has one! That's amazing! Shiloh ran to the highest point of the hill, making sure not to lose his hat or backpack along the way. You hummed as the group divided and conquered, shifting your gaze to the dozens of other fireflies sailing around. The game was on. You had a bandage on your thumb, and you tried to shoot bandages on the palm. You had 2 bandages on your head. Okay. As of now, I think we're gonna do this. You were good at not getting cuts or scratches, so you weren't worried about it. Because that's kind of the only option. I will state this. I do sometimes get random cuts and scratches, just randomly. But this is indicating bandages and stuff, and yeah, no. Sporting one close by, you approach it like an assassin. Assassin-like stealth, crouching down, making yourself seem like less of a threat. Slowly dragging one foot in front of the other, you creep towards it, arms stretched out. You closed your hands around the little glowing orb, careful not to crush it. The firefly landed on your palm, almost docile, and you stared down at your prize in delight. Its tiny legs tickled your skin, and you giggled at the sensation. Cove kept up with his own target, but he tried to grab it. His pink cast waved awkwardly through the air, foiling his efforts to clap his hands around the butterfly. Ah. Cove watched it vanish into thin air, and another word I cannot say expression on his face. I would assume that's another word for disappointment. You encouraged him to try again. You told him about Firefly. Your fight you had. You joke about what happened. You did your own thing. I would talk to him. Hey, want to see the one I got? Cove gave one more look at the direction of his prize before coming closer to peering at the insect still crawling across your palm. You held out your hand and he leaned closer, eye widening a tad bit his glasses. Cove remained hypnotized by the little bug as he inched his hand closer to yours. Ultimately, he settled his fingers lightly on top of the ones you were holding open. It tingled. You stay very still. You pulled your hand back. Honestly, younger me would not know what these feelings are, so I would stay still. The last thing you wanted was accidentally scare the shiny treasure off. Hey, the bracelet! The bracelet I'm wearing! Because that's Cove hand, and this is mine hand, I'm pretty sure. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, now I can see the satisfied part. Dissatisfied. I now know what that word means. The Firefly noticed the new connection crawling up into Cove's hand. He quietly gasped. It worked! Yeah, you got one. Cove lips turned up to a slow smile, his eyes shining brighter than the bug. Ah! Kill me, why don't you, in the process? Thanks, Don. With a laugh, he gave the palm of your hand friendly smack, performing an awkward low five. Startled by the extreme movement, the tiny light disappeared before you could even blink. Your Firefly was gone.
Sorry.
Oops, sorry. You scolded him, you forgave him, you teared up. I will forgive him. That's okay. I couldn't keep it forever.
You're right.
Right. Bugs have to stay outside. Let's get another. You decided to collect more. You decided to sit on the grass and watch. I will go collect more. Uh-huh. We can work together. Oh, this is healing so much of my... This is healing. His face broke into a wide grin. Look at a bunch. With renewed vigor, you ran out into the hill. You're not sure how much time has passed while you were in the thick of it. All you could focus was the adventures at hand. No critter was safe from your grasp. At first, you tried to keep tally of how many you've caught, but once the number grew higher than 10, you had no more fingers left to count with. Oh no, we are one of those kids that can't go any higher than 10. You are having the time of your life, racing up and down the hill with the crash of the ocean and sound of everyone's laughter echoing in the background. Don, this way! You followed the sound of Cove's voice to the top of the hill, watching as he stretched his arms out in front, reaching with his fingers only narrowly missing the target. Cove and you took turns trying to scare Fireflys in the directions of the others. You showed him some techniques that you've learned, like how to cup your hands correctly, and he listened intently before trying for himself. There was a few times where you almost ran into each other, giggling as you dove to the side last moment. Luckily, disaster was avoided each time. See, okay, you can't tell me main character in Cove is like the most wholesome ship ever in this game. It was an overall huge success with the both of you, catching multiple Fireflies each. Eventually, the Fireflies began to thin out, and your energy started to lapse. You decided it was time to call off the hunt. So cute. Yes, it is so cute. Like, it makes me want to be a kid again, okay? Cove didn't complain. He breathed in heavily. His face seemed really flushed. He's blushing. He's blushing. That was fun. A lot of fun. You smiled at him broadly, happy that he had enjoyed the activity. Yeah, it was.
Come on!
Dawn, Cove, get up here. We're gonna have a race. The shouting caught you off guard. It had been quite a while since you heard from Lizzie or Shiloh. Welcome, Audley. Welcome to returning. We are seeing Fireflies and having a wholesome moment. You've glanced over to see them both standing on top of the hill again. Lizzie beckoning you with quick hand gestures. Ooh, new kind of picture for the hillside. If she was like that, you knew there wasn't much room for disagreement. Up the incline you went. From the corner of your eyes, you saw Cove was coming as well. He didn't care for Lizzie a lot, so you thought he might injured by the ideal of a race. Hi!
Cove.
Hi, Cove. Hi, Cove. You can't roll down the hill. Why the frick not, Lizzie, you fucking brat? You could hurt your arm again. You'll be the referee for the rest of us. Lizzie pointed this out. Cove froze in place. Oh, it was that kind of race. He frowned down at his cast. That was the second time it's gone the way tonight. What? Yeah, you'll watch and see who gets to the bottom first. That's important. Got it?
I guess.
I guess. The castle was sturdy. If he was careful, he could have done it. Lizzie might have just been looking for a reason to make someone else the referee, but it was already decided. You got into position for the race. I'll stay with Cove. I'm going to do something else. I will stay with Cove.
Really?
Really? Why? You don't have to. Cove, I don't want you to feel left out, boy. It's okay. I want to watch. You move beside him on the top of the hill, even though Lizzie eyed you and made a face. Well, that's not how races work. We only need one referee. Apparently she doesn't watch NASCAR or any, like, racing sports. You're gonna need a couple. Damn, Lizzie. Shrugged your shoulders. You refused to budge, and Lizzie let out a huff before throwing her hands in the air. Fine. I'll be the winner. Whether you join or not. You're a brat, Lizzie, so just shut up. Lizzie moved to lay down, and Shiloh did the same thing. I was gonna say. Cove stood slightly to the side to get a better vantage point, and you stood next to him. Countdown! Cove stood up a little straighter. It seemed like he was taking his newfound referee duties seriously. 3, 2, 1, go! Lizzie and Shiloh took off, letting gravity do the work and rolling at high speeds towards the bottom of the hill. You and Cove leaned forward to watch them go, eyes peeled for which of the two would reach the bottom first. They were both neck and neck until about halfway down the hill. Lizzie started to veer off the side, giving Shiloh a huge advantage. Kids are sometimes brat, so Lizzie shows brattiness. Yes. She obviously hadn't noticed a thing, and as soon as Shiloh reached the bottom of the hill, he jumped up excitedly and threw his hands in the air. I won! Almost immediately, he fell back onto the grass, still dizzy from his roll down the hill. Lizzie stomped out of the brush she had ended up in, spluttering angrily and brushing leaves from the front of her dress. Not bad. You got lucky. Let's do it again, and we'll see who wins for real. Kids, it's time to come in. No! Lizzie, take it from Luna. Your brightness is showing. Just accept that we need to go inside. You snickered, feeling grateful you hadn't been a part of the mid-debacle. You caught Cove's eyes and saw that he was doing the same. It has gone late, and it was beginning to feel a bit chilly as you made your way out of the hills, but the cold air had dampened anyone's spirit. The four of you walked back home together, side by side, down your neighborhood street, discussing the evening, with each person trying to prove that they were the ones who caught the most fireflies. You knew that whoever really did catch the most didn't matter much. Anyways, all that matters was that you all had a good time, which, judged by the smiles on everyone's faces, you did. And there's the main story, Fireflys, done! That was the main story we were focusing on. Oh my word. But yeah, haha, Lizzie. I'm gonna laugh at you on this one. So now we're working on the DLCs. Like I said, at the beginning, I'm going to try and get Library and Ghost done in the stream, which could happen if I get lucky. So let's go to the library! Each year, the Sunset Birds Memorial Library held a summer reading program. Oh my gosh, it's a program I need to be in. Your moms and Lizzie were big fans of it. Mom and Mother, because it encouraged reading, and Lizzie because she could win prizes. When it came to what you thought of having to read a bunch of books and then going to a library with a competitive Lizzie, I love it, didn't really care, and I hate it. I will state this, I really don't care about reading. Hence, funny enough, I'm playing a game where I have to read. It was something you did every year. You didn't quite question it much. Lizzie didn't like when you teased her during the teen quiz, but she seemed to like that you were there helping her either way. You and Lizzie went with Shiloh before, and this year you brought Cove too. Hey! My future husband is with me. Oh no, what should I do? His dad has been so over the moon about Cove being included that he'd driven all four of you. You've never been in Cove's dad's car before. It seemed a lot shinier than your mom's. After hurting the group inside, Mr. Holland gave you all a wide wave with the arm that has a stingray on it. Have fun, kids. Stay inside of the librarians, you hear? I wish I could watch your action, but your poor old dad has to finish up some work.
I got it.
Though I'm sure that won't get in the way. Heck, I'd probably hold you kids back. Yeah, you probably would, old man. There were proper that point. Damn, why did that kind of? I don't. That's literally how you meet the dad too. I don't know why the dad's kind of like that. At first, I will say when I first played this game, I was like, "Damn, why do you look like that, sir?" Anyways, there was pointedly no reply from his son over what was likely meant as only a joke. Cole's dad seemed to deflate a bit. I'll swing around again when it's shindigging ends. Yeah, you can go now. You can go home now.
Aw.
Huh. You don't have to throw me out the door. Your sister already in full competition mode cuts him off. For once, Cove looked grateful she was there. Damn. Honestly, I will state this. I wouldn't mind having Cove's dad as a dad. But damn, Lizzie, quit being a brat.
Come on!
We have to find a table. Mr. Holland, you can talk to Cove after when we win. Okay. Pointedly. Okay. See you in about an hour. Have fun. Did I say that already? My advanced age is really catching up to me now. You said it right, lol.
Bye.
Bye, Dad. Damn, Cove. Cove really is not grateful for his dad at this age. I will state that. Bye, son. And there's the brat, future husband, and kid who's gonna turn into a tomato. The four of you watched him shuffle out of the library, glancing over his shoulder at Cove more than once. Damn. Bye, Mr. Holland. Thank you for bringing us. Thanks, Lizzie. I don't know what you're thanking me for. Are you coming, Shiloh? That's how I imagine her saying that. Distracted, Cove was already glancing around the gigantic library. I want to go explore. What? I said I was going to look around and see what was here. In here. But the quiz starts soon. That's why we came. Why at the first signs of conflict, Shiloh eyes start between Lizzie and Cove. Oh no. Then you can do it without me, right? You don't need a bunch of people. Didn't your dad say stay with the librarians? You shouldn't go somewhere by yourself. Cove leveled an unimpressed stare at both of them. Then his eyes met yours. He's dot-dotting me! He's dot-dotting me!
Hey!
Why are you looking at him? Don's with us. Don can come if he wants to. Cove's idea is more fun. I'll stick with Lizzie. I'd rather go exploring. The quiz sounds better. Go over to Cove. Stay next to Lizzie. You're doing such a good impression with Lizzie. Thank you. I will state this. I'd rather go exploring. I don't want to do a quiz.
Seriously?
Seriously? Cove looked surprised, but happy at the same time. You never really thought about exploring the library before. It sounded like more fun than the same old thing. Ugh, fine. Let's go, Shiloh. Okay. Her arms folded. Your sister stormed off. Shiloh had to race to keep up with her. She cares a lot about that. That's just how Lizzie is. I don't like it. Since you've been here before, we could play hide and seek. Hide and seek? Not exploring? Yep. I'm searching for you. You're searching for me. We'll really have to look at everything. You weren't entirely sure how effective that would be, but couldn't say he was totally wrong. I'll hide first. Decisions made. Cove took off towards the back of the library. You've already agreed to play with him instead, so you covered your face and waited for 10 seconds. When you looked up again, he was nowhere to be seen. You glanced over, turned towards the way he went. Cove hadn't had much time to hide, but he was already invisible. The place you decided to check was next to the Peter Pan poster, besides the fairy tale display, or behind the solar system model. I'll check beside the fairy tale display. Near the older kids section, there was a display of a bunch of fancy looking books. They were old copies of old stories. Leaning over the Hans Christian Andersen section, hand rested on the glass above where The Little Mermaid and Thunderbell, Lana, however you say that book, were your peer, where you peered into a tiny corner. And there was Cove seeming lost in thought. Gotcha. I didn't think you would find me so fast. Nice one. I'm like a bloodhound. Damn. Cove laughed as a smile took his face. Aw, kind of are.
Okay.
I mean, I'm technically a fox. So yeah. You turned around, you're going to turn around. I'm going to cover my eyes and count to 10. I promise I won't peek. While Cove had his eyes secretly behind his palms of his hands, you went and go and hide. Ooh. By the fire awareness station, near the stuffed animals, under the giant piece of fruit, by the outlaw posters, in the fantasy section, near the toddler books. Let's be real, stuffed animals. I think that's a good hiding spot. There was a place near the toddler's book with a lot of stuffed animals for the kids to play with. A tiny section amongst the boxes of toys and a beanbag was almost out of sight if you didn't check closely. It was perfect place to blend in, and for a little while you did just have that. Unfortunately, those animals were also your downfall. No! Curse you, stuffed animals! As soon as you took a breath and leaned back on one, their press-to-talk sensors went off. Fuck. Oh dear, I'm late for an very important date. I'm late for a... I guess a super spy detected on the trail of diabolical supervillains, which in this case was probably you. Cove was there as soon as the white rabbit started speaking. No! Wow, that's loud. Oh no. Oop! Yep. Clearly entertained by your dramatic pretend faint, Cove laughed. That's silly. Thanks, I know. He laughed again. He wiggled in his spot far away from the rabbit and gestured to the rest of the library.
All right.
It's my turn again. Start counting so I can go pick a spot. Okay. Cove darted off before you had a chance to fully close your eyes. 1 Mississippi. I love how it's just 1 Mississippi and then my eyes are back open. When the time was up, he was long gone again. There was still a lot of good places to hide, so you figured that he was in all the old Christmas stuff, next to the Kid Detective poster, or behind Willy Wonka statues. Honestly, I don't know why Christmas stuff is out. Can someone answer that? I will state this. Christmas is December. It's a December thing. It shouldn't be in the middle of summer. We'll go behind the Willy Wonka statues, because I think that would be a good spot to hide. He must be next to all the Willy Wonka statues, you thought, and you were right. Cove was standing there looking at them. You must have missed him in the crowd at first sight, but he wasn't really hiding at all. Oh, hey, these are creepy. The statues were made of brass. Lizzie had told you once. Apparently, they were all the kids that had gone to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Charlie Bucket, Augustus Gloop, Veruca Salt.
Ugh.
I have no idea. Well, I was gonna hide here, but they're too weird. Let's keep playing. I could still win. He put his hands over his eyes before you could run off again. A librarian approached you two. Ah, kids! I've been looking for you. Cove peeked between his fingers at the stranger. Us? You must be Cove. Your dad told me he was waiting by the entrance. Cove blinked, mouth open, like he was going to say something. Then glanced back down at his pink cast. It was pretty clear. It was a pretty clear giveaway. Yep. Sure. Is my sister Lizzie with him? She's taller than us and has orange hair? You're done, right? You nodded. Phew, I found both of you at once. That's right. She's with him, and a little guy with freckles. I wonder who that could be. Come on, let's get you. Come on, let's go get you reunited so we can close up for the night. Damn, it's already closing time? Dang. Ready to go home, you and Cove followed him up front, where the ragtag group of family members and Shiloh were all waiting.
Hey!
There you are! She was pouting. You could tell from all the way across the room, and it was only that much more obvious when you got closer. Yeah, you're a brat though, Lizzie, so I don't think you have room for talking. Did you win? We came in second. Hey gang, I thought I'd have been with them the whole time. You've been with them the whole time, Cove. I'm glad you didn't go off by yourself, at least. Cove glanced over at you, then back to his dad.
Yeah.
Me too. A broad smile spread over Mr. Holland's face.
That's...
Even so, next time, you should, Cove. Cove? Cove's dad glanced around, slightly frantic, but Cove was just always had a stuck off without thinking to say anything. He's leaving? Cove's trying to be the first one to the car? With a sudden burst of speed, Lizzie darted for the exit, still in vector to be mode. Even for something like race the car in the front seat. Lizzie, bratty sister of mine. It's Cove's dad's car. Cove gets the front seat. There was nothing else for the three of you to do except head after them, pretending the librarian didn't have noticed all the commotion. Lizzie's not. Though Lizzie had been victor in claiming window seat in the car, you could tell by her crossed arms and occasional pout that she still had not forgiven your betrayal. Wow, Liz. Cove had sighed when he had to sit in the middle after Lizzie shot past him at the last second, but he cheered up some more as you hopped in the back seat next to him. Oh my gosh. I am Cove will probably say it's best friend, but yet again, he doesn't know these feelings. But okay, did you say you came in second place? That's some good going. No, it's not. She leveled another glare at you over her shoulder.
Sure.
Sure. Striving to improve is good too. That makes Dawn the winner in your family. Damn, Cove! Damn! Oh. Okay, slight issue. Slight issue. I don't know if it's still running. Chat, help me here. Is stream still going? Okay, apparently my stream should be back to normal. Yeah, nope. I could tell. We should be back now. We should be back. Okay, anyways. We should be back now. So, here we go. Continuing more, we're just gonna read what Cove said, because damn, Cove is a savage. That makes Dawn the winner in your family. Savage Cove. Like, oh my word. Yep. Thanks for the confirmation, Luna. But yeah, no. That's me? What? Yeah, no, Lizzie, you heard Cove. I'm the winner. So suck it. Dawn kept fighting me more in our game. I lost. Is that true? We need a rematch. Oh, jeez. I'm being added over on Discord. I kind of can't be distracted right now. Hide and seek? Just you two? That doesn't even count as winning.
Why?
Why not? It's not special. There's no judges, no prizes. Someone's a sore loser. Your eyes eyed the seat that she fought so hard to win. That wasn't much of a prize either. Dad. Yes? You could see Cove's dad eyeing the rearview mirror, suddenly attentive to at his son's call. We need a prize. We need a prize. It's just so random to say out loud. As a matter of fact, Mr. Holland focused intently on the road ahead, though a subtle award to please Cove might appear before him.
Right.
Right. The big thing on the flyers was the chance to get a free pizza coupon, wasn't it? How about I call up a takeout place, and we can have pizza at home for dinner. Damn! Sure! Lizzie Huff pulled her arms closer to her chest. Is mom even gonna let you take a pizza from Mr. Holland? We'll see. I'll ask her. I'll talk to all of your moms about this. Thanks, Cove's dad.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Holland. Yeah, thanks, Dad. You're welcome. I do what I can. But you really should have stuck with the group. The quiz would have been fun. But that was the plan when I dropped you off. We stayed together and didn't leave the library. I'm glad for that. And I am. And there's a lot of trouble you can get into even if you do have a buddy along for the ride. Just be careful next time. Don't worry. I worry about you, and I bet Don's parent wouldn't want him to run off unexpectedly either. Okay, son? Okay. We're getting wholesome Cove and his dad vibes. That's my boy. Now, getting gruff from your old dad, let's decide what kind of toppings we're going to eat. Pepperoni. Sounds good. Anything else? The conversation continued from there, with debates on what was the best to put on pizza for the rest of the drive. Mr. Holland wanted anchovies, and all the other three kids in the car had to band up together and explain how gross they were. They are gross! I'm with the kids on this one! The waistcoat's dad laughed up in the front seat. You wonder if he was doing it on purpose. No, anchovies is pretty bad. I don't care how much of a joke it is. It is gross. It's disgusting. You had a fun day already, but closing it out with the promise of a free pizza after all the more time to hang out with Cove made it even sweeter. You were glad you decided not to do the quiz this time, and are already getting curious about how things would play out next year. And that was the library. So, we're gonna do one more for today, and that's Ghost. Ooh. Obviously, I'm very excited for these last three, because these three are gonna be the fun three, I would say, especially with us ending summer. But we have to do this. I've never tried anchovies on pizza, but it looks disgusting. That is for sure. But we are doing Ghosts today, so we are, despite the technical difficulties, we are able to do 4 of these. Let's go. So, Ghosts. The night was incredibly still. You really couldn't ignore how silent it was. It was almost eerie. You could even hear Lizzie snoring in the next room over. Damn it, Lizzie! It was hard to believe how much of a blur today was. Summer surely did slip right past you. Oh, this is... So at this point in this timeline, it must be close to, like, August. Like, late June, early August. That's for surely got to be about where the time is for these next few. You flickered through the moments like pages in a scrapbook as you laid in bed. The one that stuck out all seems to include your new neighbor, Cove. It was funny how he became such a big part of your life in such a short span of time. Yep. You thought a lot about what adventures you could have tomorrow until sleep started to catch you up. I read it wrong, but I don't care. Then you heard something scrape against the window. It wasn't uncommon for the wind to push the tree branches against the glass. Summer breeze were the worst sometimes. But there was more you tried to ignore. The louder it seemed like it became, it was something was trying to get your attention. You lift your head off the pillow to get a better look. Nothing was there. Nothing you could see, at least. You just went back to bed. It was only your imagination. You had to invite them. Honestly, I would be scared, but I would do this. You would invite them and investigate the mysterious sound. It was too creepy to ignore. You practically jumped out of bed and crept to the window, down the stairs to go outside. Your moms were still awake. They stayed up late, so late it seemed. Luckily, they were watching TV and didn't hear the soft click at the front door as you slipped past. You looked around the neighborhood for a few seconds, checking over each individual house. It looked normal, but it didn't feel that way. You knew you weren't supposed to be out here right now. Uh-oh, I'm breaking the rules. It was exhilarating. Make you regret your decision. It scared you. It makes me regret it. Without protective seals of your mom's approval, you felt very vulnerable. There must be a reason you were allowed out in the day and not at night. Not knowing precisely what that reason was, made you feel more afraid. The ease which you had slipped out served to make you feel worse. Your moms didn't need to be vigilant because they trust you not to do exactly what you were doing. Ah! Don? Cove is out here? Oh, he's in his pajama. Oh, that actually... Wait, no, that's a hood. That's not pajamas. That's his jumper. That's like a sweater. You twitch at the sudden call, immediately calming down upon seeing Cove walking up to you. It was strange, and yet so completely normal to have him appear like he was like this right now. What are you doing? I saw you standing around in the middle of the street from my window. You weren't sleeping either? Why not? Cove turned up his lips smiled, almost as if he were amused by the question. Because? Did you hear a weird noise? You should be in bed? Because what? I'm glad you're here. Honestly, I would be asking the question. Did you hear a weird noise? You couldn't tell you hit the nail on the head by the way his eyes widened. Damn! Yeah, you knew? I heard it too. That's why you came out, huh? Cove, hesitant for a moment, looked down the street before his aquamarine eyes fell on you again. Did it scare you? Yeah, no, a little. Honestly, let's try to be the brave one here and say a little. Me too. It feels better than you're here. Me too. Oh no, my heart! My heart can't take it. The two of you directly smiled at that. Cove even chuckled at a bit. It was nice that you both felt the same way about things. I was kind of wondering if it was the wind, but what if it's not? What if it's a person? What if it's something that's not a person? The unfeeling noise suddenly rushed through the air. Cove and you flinched. It sounds even worse than before. Ah! You were about to agree with him when the noise came yet again, tearing through the still night. The two of you rapidly looked around, trying to find the source, but to no avail. There was no sign of an answer to this puzzle. You thought that it could be anything. It could be a ghost. There gotta be a regular reason for it. Honestly, it's called ghost. It's gotta be a ghost. An invisible creep luring children from their beds. It had to be a monster. You were torn between the curiosity of discovering what the noise really was, being scared enough to run straight home and hide under the bed covers. When you and Cove locked eyes, it was like speaking without words. Your mutual anxiety had gone away entirely. Hey, can you tell where it's coming from?
Not really.
Not really. Then we'll have to look more somewhere else. Maybe we'll see something. Okay, let's go. You clustered together as you walked to the familiar street, your neighborhood, drawing strength from each other's precision. I can't read. Shadow cuts corners and angles where you didn't expect them, disorientating the features you saw every day. The noise came again, swirled and harder. It set your teeth on edge, the way it ground its way through you. Cove's throat bobbed, his eyes glistened in the dim light. Oh no, Cove, just hug me. You stay frozen in spot. You take a deep breath to calm yourself. You comfort him. You offer your hand to him. Or you focus it. I'm comforting him. I can't let him be scared. We're still alright, Cove. Nothing has come for us. You grin at him and post a weak smile back from him in exchange. Jeez, this is where you're gonna get a lot of wholesome moments. It's just Dawn and Cove episodes. You were just scared as he was, and you knew both of you were struggling right now. Cove shut his eyes and pressed his lips together.
So...
Where do you want to check? The park, the beach, the hills behind my house. Honestly, it makes the most sense to check the hills behind my house. You and Cove ascended the hills, lit only the way by the stars in the night sky. The rapid ripples through the grass and ruffles your hair without the sunlight to translate what you were seeing. Every bush in the distance looked like a creepy figure or a towering monster. You gotta love an 8-year-old mind. The noise was just loud here as it was in your neighborhood. Was just a little induction behind the cause. But you kept going forward. Can't leave Cove here. Nope. You couldn't stop when you already have gone far. You had to find out what was going on. The top of the hill was an excellent vantage point to survey the town from everything. Appeared normal. There was no out of place sights pinpointing the answers to this mystery. Without visible markers to guide your way, you suppose it was up to you and Cove to deduce the source of the sound. The hill had many great hiding places, and you were intended to check them all. You upturn rocks, peer up trees, and rummage through the thick grass for anything that might bring some closure to all this. You stuck close to Cove as you hunted for the source of the noise. When the shrieking noise shook the air, seeing him beside you, you calm your racing heart. Seeking to ease your nerve, you put aside thoughts of what might be out on this dark, spooky night. You decided to strike up a conversation. You searched for a topic was more fruitful than you search for the noise. Your eyes fell on Cove's cast, and you were instantly inspired. Have you broke any other bones?
No.
No. Oh. It turned out that it wasn't much of an engaging topic for him after all. I broke my leg once. I broke my arm before too. I've never broken any bones. I sprained my ankle before. I will state this. I think out of all of these, I sprained my ankle before. It was more sprained I haven't broken anything, surprisingly. The thing is, I do know somebody in my family who has broken bones before, so. He smiled mischievously at your injury claim. It is an injury, okay, cool? That's not the same thing. It's still good. Isn't good.
I guess.
I guess so. You put the end to your injury discussion, but Cove's calmer mood alterates the bleak atmosphere like you hoped it would. Coves casts his eyes out in the darkness, feeling bolder. Does this make you feel strange? We are people who heard weird noises at night and are out looking for what it is. It's like we're at the start of a book or a movie, and we're the main characters. Our life done. I don't know what you're saying. You guys are totally not main characters. Yeah. It's a horror story. It's an action story. It's a fantasy story. Documentary. I would probably say, just to ease our nerve, it has to be an action story. When they went out to investigate, they didn't expect to uncover diamond smugglers.
Why?
Why would these make a bunch of noise? Shouldn't they be extra quiet? Ew, this is all a distraction. They set up to hide their real cries. They'll explain it all when we stumble onto their base. Then we'll break free and get the police? Well, whatever the noise was, you were confident. Yeah, established that it wasn't coming from the hill. Once you were satisfied nothing out of the ordinary was to be found on the hill, you had to consider your next step. Figure check the park 2, check the beach. You know what? We're gonna check the park because we kind of need to check everywhere. Obviously, we can't go home without not checking everywhere. The private playground was empty as ever. You could just hear about the mysterious sounds if you were quiet, but it simmered down to a whisper. Cove was patiently shaking when he realized it had progressed far enough to reach there. He swallowed hard, but face you with a determined face. My dad said, good detectives work starts at home. He watches a lot of crime shows. Damn. Okay. So, maybe it could be good to look closely? Okay. The two of you swept through every corridor of the park. No monkey bars, swings, or tire went unchecked. There was he was squinting on something. Squatting on the ground. Squinting at something. Something at his hand. Intrigued, you checked over his shoulder so you could see it too. Cove held in one of his strong's hand. Coil inside of this length of sparkly chain grains of sand embedded in the fine link. Lifting it up, it became apparent to how this has been to be here. You see bracelets and necklace enough to recognize that the clasp which held it together had snapped. It's broken. It's silver. Werewolves hate silver. Other things too. I think if this noise is caused by a monster. Damn, we're getting werewolves now involved in this? First mermaids, now werewolves and ghosts? Ah! We can protect ourselves with it. You'll scare it with junk? What if it's not real silver? That is true. It could be a fake. Oh, He looked down at the chain, then shrugged. Better than nothing. Maybe werewolves can't tell either. I wonder if there's anything else we could use out here. Concentrate his frown. I can't read. That's the entire stream. It's just I can't read. You should grab some garlic bread. I should have grabbed garlic bread before I left. Okay, are we getting vampires now involved in this? We have mermaids, ghosts, werewolves, and now vampires? You should have grabbed garlic. His frown evolved into a scowl. It probably wouldn't have worked. That doesn't have real garlic. He gets fake garlic? That is true. Your dad gets fake garlic? Okay, who grabs fake garlic? I just want to know. It's little flakes in a jar. Not real balls. You have to cut up like mom used. Flakes might be easier to use. It's still real garlic, just really chopped up. That can't taste as good. We won't need it anyways. I don't think we have vampires. I won't be a vampire. They're not this loud. You're right. I think I said that at time with him. I can't read much either. I'm a little dyslexic. Hey! Dyslexic squad, assemble! And my stream's dying! No! Stream's dying! It's gonna stop for a bit. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Stream was dying for a second. Anyways, continuing on. You had exhausted all possible places to search in the park. Straightening up, you muscled over to your next step. It's gone. What? You realized the noise, which had grown fainter and less frequent during your search, had died off completely. Dang! You and Cove shared a puzzled look, but neither of you had an answer for what caused the mysterious sound or make it go away. A yawn crept up on you. All excitement had made you forget how late it was. Let's go home. We're not going to find anything now. The night was as still as you walked home, with none of the usual background noises or eerie whistles from before. You could hear every step you and Cove made a little cough in a movie theater. The two of you came out a halt outside your front door. Never before it had looked so ominous. Please don't say my mom was standing right in front of me. That would be terrifying if my moms were standing right there behind the door waiting for me to enter. Like, I think we all agree that would be terrifying. Now to sneak back inside. Do you sneak out a lot? This is my first time. No, not really. Lots. You're lying. Lots. You were telling the truth. Yes. Earlier I had guilty feelings, but no, I do this a lot. I would say 8-year-old would say this is my first time. Yeah, I never tried to do it until now. Thought so. How did you know? I hadn't seen you out of my window this late before. Yep. That was fair, though it could have been possible you were just good at sneaking that it was his first time that he caught you. Are you worried about getting caught?
No.
No. Damn. Cove was just like, no. Boy, you worry too much. He was so front right that you believed him completely. Damn. But your dad, won't he get mad or upset if he catches you? He's never happy with what I do. Damn! Where's the Cove from the last episode? Like the last story? Like, my word. Where is that Cove? Like, my word, dude. Where's that Cove and James, which is his name, which is Mr. Cove's dad's name? Where is that version? Damn, Cove. Oh. You sympathize, you encourage Cove to see it more positively, you stay out of it. You didn't know how to react to that. I had to encourage him. Like, there's no way you cannot say your dad cares about you. Like, literally. Your dad's just worried about you. He cares. It doesn't matter if he worries. If he's the one who makes things worse. Cole. Cole. Don't say that, Cole. Cole, he's just trying to do what's best for you as well. Alright, I'm going in.
Bye.
Okay. Good night. Good night, Cove. Thanks for coming with me tonight. I'm not sure I could have done it by myself. I want to go with you. You beamed at him. Ah. You turn the doorknob and slowly, as a clock's minute hand holding your breath for the tattletale click of a clock, then nudge it open. When all that happened was the door opening rather than blaring alarms that you feared that you melt with relief. Okay. Thank goodness. Back inside your house, You were surprised to find your mom still watching TV. Damn! Weird still. It looks like they were on the same show as they were watching before. You left, yet you're positive you were out investigating for hours. Oh my. So it might have been just an hour, if not less. Perhaps you could use their distraction to your advantage. If you could just get up the stairs, you would be safe from suspicion. But how could you get there? You tried and sneak past, you decided to walk in your own house nonchalantly. You couldn't. You had to give up and come clean. Honestly, sneak. You hug the walls as you creep directly around the perimeter of the room. It was a valiant effort, and any spy would have been proud of, right up until the moment you tripped over a power cord and nearly fell over. Dawn? Uh-oh. Guys, I think I'm gonna get in trouble. You might have fallen, but your accident might have not fallen, but your accident ruined your cover. You had been spotted. Oh no, I'm in trouble, chat. They abandoned the couch and their show to hurry over. They were still in a state of surprise. You weren't in trouble yet. Oh, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to be in trouble here soon.
Are you okay?
What you doing down here, sweetie? Oh, and first time I've done that all stream. What are you doing down here, sweetie? Did you have a bad dream? Told the truth. You lied. You didn't answer. Chat. How should I get away with this one? Because I think my parents are going to be angry at me. Regardless what I say. Like, I could tell the truth and explain what happened. I could lie and say, yeah, it was a bad dream. Or just not answer whatsoever. Like, I know worrying my parents is not a good idea, but at the same time, why? Like, okay, all these could get me in trouble. I will state this. I have not played this DLC enough to remember how this bit goes. Or how these answers respond. But I think I'm inclined to have to lie about it, just so I don't get in trouble. But if I tell the truth... You lied? Okay, we're lying. Luna stated it, we're lying. You couldn't bring yourself to own up what you have done. I heard a scary noise, so I came down here. They were surprised. Their surprise give away to concern.
Sweetie.
Honey. Mom took your hand and led you up the stairs. Wolf. Your hand is cold. Why did you come over to us? I was supposed to be in bed. Oh. Okay, we're not in trouble. You won't ever be in trouble for coming to us when you're frightened. We much rather you come to us than try to solve things all by yourself. Her phrasing made you feel bad. Oh, the nervous ate you at you as you were tucked in bed. Your moms assumed that you're flush and insensitive on delivering under the covers was part of your fear, and spoke to you softly until you calmed down enough to peep out from underneath your sheet. Once your moms had left, you turned over the night adventure in your mind, it was still hard to believe that you really done it. And the lights go out. I love how there's a light on. I didn't get you in trouble. Thank you, Luna! They're just concerned now. The hands being cold definitely could have given away. Anyways, it was hard to still believe that you gotten away with it. Even now you have expected to be caught somehow. Perhaps you left the door ajar or trailed sand where they already swept up. Ooh. You hope that Cove got home okay. Though had been worried being told off was never fun. Wiggling down deeper underneath the sheets of the sheets, you thought turned to the unsolved mystery. You and Cove had only just begun to scratch the surface of it. Maybe you solve it, and maybe you wouldn't. But what matters was that you shared the experience with each other. You were still so energized by the night's excitement that you tossed and turned in bed for some time, thinking of theories to share with Cove when you next saw him. Sleep eventually claimed you, but the adventure merely resumes in your dreams. Okay, so not the end of the story, but we get a little bit more story and context of this episode, it seems like. The next morning proceeds mostly as usual, though your mom seemed to be giving extra consideration since finding you last night. Oh. You later learn Cove didn't end up in trouble for the nightly escape either. It was unclear whether that was because his dad chose not to punish him, or if Cove got away with it. It was amazing that it all worked out for you both. As for the sounds that started this all, the adults around were convinced it was nothing more than the wind. For your imaginative mind, that wasn't nearly enough. How could they accept something so simple so easily? Maybe it makes more sense when you are grown up too. And that's the ghost. That was the last one for today. Dang. Despite technical difficulties, we ended up finishing kind of 30 minutes earlier. So yeah. So I will state this. Hopefully I will stream Minecraft again here soon in like a couple days, because I've stated before, we have lore with my character that needs to be done. Funny enough, the owner has already planned this lore with my character since I've confirmed that I would be part of this SMB. So basically we're gonna have to do that next. So that will be for surely next stream. The title might be called Lore Time or something, just something along those lines. So yeah, Minecraft will come back again next week as well on Monday, just so we can keep it as pretty much normal. Next week, I don't know what we'll play. It might be a new game, it might not. I'm still trying to decide on that one. It might be NASCAR. I need to take a look at what I need to do, what games I have not played anyways. I will state this. Repo is planned to either be next week or the week after that, so expect a Repo stream within the time frame. Because, yeah, you're gonna have a crazy fox boy with some friends crazily going after each other on Repo. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream early. I'm saving the last three and the end summer you see, and then, if I move my PNG tuber real quick, I'll just move him to the other side. There's the end summer, which will be part of next stream. So yeah. Next time I play this game, which could be a while, I might try and make this, I have this appear up more recently since we're in summer, and this just makes sense for this game to keep on coming up. So maybe expect this twice a week. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of the ideal plan. Is Minecraft's next stream, Monday will be Minecraft, and then maybe Repo next week. That's all I can guarantee confirm at this point. But yeah, expect some games to come in, because I do want to do Repo. Among Us should be getting more active as I'll be able to get more people on. But yeah, with that, enjoy the music. I'll see you guys, my lovely Foxlings, on the next stream.